One variety of partially biodegradable plastic beverage container. Okay, so one variety of this container, and this container is partially biodegradable plastic beverage container. A lot of adjectives for this container. This variety is manufactured from small bits of plastic. Okay, this variety of container is manufactured from small bits of plastic bound together by a degradable bonding agent such as cornstarch. Okay, so it's manufactured from small bits of plastic bound together by a degradable bonding agent. So probably this is the biodegradable part. That's why it's partially biodegradable. Probably these bits of plastic are not biodegradable. And this is manufactured from small bits of plastic. So there are small bits of plastics, but these are bound together by this degradable bonding agent such as this. Uh, so essentially this bonding agent is going to get degraded, but the plastic bits would remain. Okay, that's why it's partially biodegradable. Since only the bonding agent degrades, okay, that's what I was thinking, leaving the small bits of plastic. Oh so these bits of plastic would not degrade. No less plastic refuse per container is produced. Okay, since only this happens and the plastic doesn't really degrade, no less plastic refuse per container is produced when such containers are discarded than when comparable non-biodegradable containers are discarded. Okay, so it's essentially this is the conclusion, and now it's comparing partially biodegradable, and non-biodegradable. It's saying that since only the bonding agent is degrading, right? The plastic bits are still there. So it's saying it's not really producing any less plastic refuse per container. Okay, so it's not producing not less plastic refuse per container. That's what it is saying. Because only the bonding agent degrades. So one gap that is quite obvious, uh, that I can say is that in this case, at least the bonding agent is degrading, right? In this case, probably the bonding agent is also plastic. So why is the author saying that it is not any less plastic? It has to be slightly less, right? Just the bonding agent is at least biodegradable. But still the author is saying no less plastic refuse per container is produced. Okay, so that's what the conclusion is. We need to strengthen that argument or that conclusion here. Option A, both partially biodegradable and non-biodegradable, so both kind of containers can be crushed completely flat by these compactors. So this has absolutely zero impact on the argument. Whether they can become crushed completely flat or not, the argument remains the same, that since only the bonding agent degrades, the plastic refuse is essentially the same. Okay. Option B, the partially biodegradable plastic beverage containers. So these container PP containers are made with more plastic than comparable NB containers in order to compensate for the weakening effect of the bonding agents. Okay, so we are using a degradable bonding agent here. So probably that has a certain weakening effect. So to compensate that, to compensate for that weakening effect, these containers actually end up having more plastic. Okay, so if these containers end up having more plastic, oh, then if you discard them, they will actually end up producing more plastic, right? So it's going to be not less. Okay, not less means equal to or more. So if you introduce the possibility that it's leading to more waste, that's strengthening that yes, it's no less, right? So it's a good strengthener. It's essentially saying it may lead to even more plastic waste if you discard them, or at least uh, the bonding agent, right? Whatever advantage this was having by having a biodegradable bonding agent is now not there because it's using more plastic. So it supports that no less plastic refuse per container is produced. Okay. Option C. Many consumers are ecology minded and prefer to buy a product sold in the partially biodegradable plastic beverage containers, and they prefer to buy a product sold in partially rather than incomplete. So they prefer this PP over NB, even if the price is higher. But okay, whatever they are preferring, it's having no impact what kind of plastic refuse one is generating. Okay, the argument remains the same. Option D. The manufacturing process for these PP containers, partially biodegradable, results in less plastic waste. Okay, so it's talking about the manufacturing process of PB containers results in less plastic waste than the manufacturing process for NB containers. So its manufacturing results in less plastic waste. First of all, it's actually saying that this is leading to less plastic, right? So first of all, it cannot support our argument that it's no less plastic refuse, right? So first of all, it's not in the right direction. But secondly, it's talking about the manufacturing process results in less plastic waste. Here we are concerned about when such containers are discarded, what kind of plastic refuse is generated. So we are not, the argument, the conclusion is not concerned about the overall cycle. Right? It's not saying the use of these biodegradable containers, partially biodegradable containers, eventually leads to overall less plastic. In that case, if it were talking about the overall cycle of the containers, then option D would be relevant. But we are just talking about plastic refuse produced when such containers are discarded. So we are not really concerned with the amount of plastic waste during the manufacturing process. So this has no impact. Option E. Technological problems with recycling currently prevent. So there are some problems with recycling currently prevent the reuse as food or beverage containers of the plastic from. So it's the same for both kinds of containers. So this has no impact. So option B is the answer.